Thanks for your interest, Hema. Definitely, in October, we have started this initiative, and we are getting a lot of tractions. And since this is a very unique initiative around the small cell framework, and definitely the industry is interested to understand how exactly we are taking it forward. And tell you the fact, in the last 14 weeks of work this particular year, we have done a lot of progress. Definitely, I'll be interested to talk to you a little bit about it. And definitely from there, we would like to move from there to the use cases and how some of the latest trends are developing around. And kindly allow me to give you a very small snapshot about the status of the blueprints. And of course, from there, we'll move it to the automotive, the area which is the focus of this month's magazine and all. So definitely, we'll be talking about that. So enterprise, 5G enterprise private network blueprint initiative, as you can see here, it's basically Small Cell Forum is developing a series of technical and deployment blueprints that will address an important gap in the mobile network market. These will provide common reference designs and deployments process that reduce the time, cost, and risk of developing a small cell networks. Definitely nowadays, as you have heard, like a lot of smaller private network operators, they are getting hundreds of millions of funding. So that means the private enterprise market is hot, and definitely the work we are doing is going to have a long impact to the industry. Definitely the slides you have and what we are showing here, Small Cell has done a great work developing components around FAPI, NFAPI, sub-6 reference designs, neutral host related stuff, as well as Open6 and more. And I think the basic nature and basic target is to develop the whole ecosystem. On the top of it, we can develop a marketplace so that all what we are doing related to small cell can go to the next generation services. At present, we are having a great progress to the blueprints, and a lot of MVOs and MVP works, minimum viable offerings. A lot of work is already in place. We are always looking for partnerships and collaborations so that we can grow and we can provide highly packageable blueprints and frameworks for the world. I know that this particular discussion will be focused to the automotive and CV2X area. So I'll be kind of aligning it to CV2X and automotive. As you can see from our press release in October itself, we said that small cell blueprints will be enabled to several other blueprints coming on the top. And CV2X will be one of it. And for that, definitely, we would like to collaborate with a lot of SDOs, standardization development organizations, as well as the other industry. So we are very excited to have automotive as well as a couple of other like Industry 4.0 and then smart city integrations going to the top of the 5G enterprise blueprints when the opportunity comes. So that is our goal. So if we carefully look into the framework and blueprints we are developing around the small cell ecosystem, our major goal is how to promote and make sure that in terms of automotive, the connectivity piece or infotainment piece will be supported to a very smartly stitched cognitive connectivity frameworks, mainly going around the outdoor small cells, maybe sub-6 or millimeter wave. But I think the most important piece what SCF can add with the automotive SDOs like 5G as well as the counties is how to bring the roadside units and small cells together, how to bring the edge infrastructure together in such a way that ultimately this becomes a common fabric. Even the telco edge and automotive edge becomes a common fabric, so that a lot of innovation, a lot of magic is possible on the top of it. So I think I am seeing SCF in a very, you can say, a very good place to collaborate with some of the forward-thinking SDOs like 5GA, and of course, I'm sure that even ORAN and others are also interested to go in that direction. We all together can bring an ecosystem which is going to be very productive and optimal, as well as flexible in terms of connectivity and good for service chaining and next generation service infrastructure. So that is the goal, and you can see that if at present we have the ODSCs, the outdoor small cells, if we can bring the RSU roadside unit, which is CV2X, CV2I interfaces, going to the 5GA edge, and then from there going to the signaling and then the traffic control coordinations, going to the network from the smart city infrastructure integrations. So if all two or three of them are coming together, ultimately I'm seeing a huge gain to automotive, because in that way, automotive in a real sense can coordinate and cooperate with V2V as well as V2I communications, as well as in real terms kind of computer vision and then the smart traffic beacons can coordinate, and the real-time traffic, you can say, coordination can happen. I think that is the goal. And we are very well aligned to that, I feel. And I'm sure that 5GA and a couple of other similar forward-thinking SDOs will be interested to go forward. See the next slide, which is mainly related to the different layers which is forming a complete ecosystem of automotive. The very top one is your software-defined car, where you have your vehicle mobile edge infra, then you have your central ECU, your vehicle sensors and IoT networks, your infotainment, your CV2X platforms, your vehicle OTA platforms, your cloud native centralized EEA. So all of them are the integral part of nowadays the software defined cars or the next generation cars. Definitely the car itself, inside the car, there are multiple networks. They're talking to each other based on the different, you can say, regulatory aspects. But once you think about when the car is talking to the infrastructure, when the car is talking to the smart city network, when the car is talking to hyperscaler networks to access some of the specific applications, which is cloud-based, definitely all those areas need different layers of support, especially like 5G connectivity for infotainment is coming from the MNO, whereas like the CV2X connectivity is coming from a lot of RSU vendors and infrastructure vendors who can bring it. I still feel that there is always a huge possibility of two boxes coming together and build very cost-effective solutions fully integrated with the network. So at least I'm seeing the two pieces, one CV2X piece, RSU piece, as well as the 5G RAN piece and core piece. They can coordinate and they can do the magic from the connectivity side of it. But then again, there is another side of connectivity, especially, and coordination coming from county smart city network controls, where you have your smart security, smart traffic, smart city, other smart city services. All those things need to be coordinated to converge to a single edge infrastructure. where smart city networks, your 5G MNO network, your RSU networks, as well as a smart software-defined car networks, they all coordinate and cooperate with each other. And on the top of it, the marketplace hyperscaler brings, especially companies like AWS, Azure, Google, and many others related to mobility service, infotainment, third-party automotive app, advanced analytics, industrial cloud, or enhanced autopilot or OTA platforms. So all of them can bring the real true ecosystems where all these four different layers are coordinating cooperative and cooperating to build the smart service like CV2X and automotive on the top of cognitive connectivity. I think that is the goal. I still feel that those things can be only possible when multiple SDOs like of course 3GPP is doing a great job, but along with 3GPP, SEF, ORAN, 5GA, county network providers all work together under a common, you can say, orchestration or automation frameworks. And on the top of it, definitely a federated AI/ML engine is going and coordinating and cooperating with all, so that a lot of data monetization can be done, and a lot related to the federated learning can be enabled on the top. So I think that is the goal. I'm sure that like different SDOs at their own capacity, they are doing their level best, but coordination and cooperation is the mantra of success, especially enabling this CV2X environment. And I'll have the last slide where like I have just tried to show how ultimately the federated artificial intelligence learning can be a great disruptor and on something which will have a very long-term effect, especially connectivity based on 5G, transitioning to 5G Advanced and going to 6G. I'm seeing in all cases, all the great work ORAN has done in terms of surely like management and orchestration side and then artificial intelligence side. Similarly, there is a lot of work going to the core side of it, NWDAF and others. And then the artificial engines coming on the top, like they looks like at present even 3GPP is always studying how to enable all the like the high compute fabric, where all what we are looking for, especially related to automotive, metaverse and then digital twinning, remote rendering, all of them can be a reality. And that reality is only possible when the orchestration pieces are talking to each other, when like a single platform of data collection is provided in coordination and cooperation from all the individual data lakes and data warehouses and AI embedded, as well as the integral part of MNO networks, PNO networks, RSU networks, or your country's smart city networks, or as well as software-defined cars. And the last, but the most important, the hyperscaler AI engines together. Because if they all coordinate, a lot of data monetizations and a lot of new marketplace and applications are possible, where the federated AI/ML engine can provide you a very common baseline so that you can do a lot on the top of the data you're collecting from every individual layer, the data coming from software-defined cars, 5G networks, country smart city networks, as well as hyperscalers. And then on the top of it, whether the data needed to the government, to the enterprise services, or for public consumptions in terms of applications. So I'm seeing a huge set of opportunities coming with time in a couple of years. And especially since you now know that even 6G is already started, the baseline has already started. I can see that multiple initiatives are talking in the terms. So I'm hopeful and very positive that the Blueprint initiative, what SCF is bringing and working hard to do that. I will request the industry to come and join us to go for the blueprints, what we're working on, be a part of it. But along with that, of course, all the great work SDOs are doing, especially related to 5GA, ORAN, and HC, and a couple of others. We all need to join hands to be the part of a smart ecosystems and frameworks where all can build the future in a very cognitive and a smart way. I think that's what I have to say. And Hema, thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity to give you the update of 5G enterprise blueprints and some of the important use cases. I'm sure that Small Cell Forum will have a lot to say in future, so we'll always update you. But along with that, I'm very excited to be the part of integral part of even automotive or any other smart services coming on the top.